right, test drive was done. It was amazing last night. As you could see in the video, everything's done, everything's put back together. This video will actually showcase unboxing of the item, installation of the item, and then driving the item. So if you want to just skip to the driving part, go ahead and skip to the end of the video, because that's going to be where it's at. But we'll have all those things, the unboxing, the installation, and then the overview at the end. So skip to the end if you just want to check out the lights, what they look like. Yeah, turned out great. All right, an update. We got a new beadlock ring for our tire. We got our replacement tire right here. Let me get this mounted on. Put the new beadlock on. We also have the kind of modified the old beadlock and ground it down, all the damage to it. Repainted it so it's a spare if we ever need it. But today we actually have new gear showing up. It's brand new, debuted at Sector 7, debuted at the Sand and Sports Show in California this last weekend. We've been waiting for these for a while. We're going to order the Sector 7 angled mirrors. I think they're sawtooth or whichever versions they were. But we waited for the brand new version for Sector 7 lights that they just debuted at the Sand and Sports Show. And we're going to be replacing these standard stock Polaris mirrors. These work pretty good for us in the past. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and be taking these off. And then we're going to be ripping the entire dash off and getting these new mirrors wired in. And currently we're waiting on UPS right now. It says he's in the neighborhood. And we have the new S&B particle separator in. This is the Gen 2 version. And then we've done a follow-up with that. Everything's back together. Everything's running good. You see there's the new vent. Yeah. So we're just sitting here twiddling our thumbs waiting for UPS. Alright, making good use of our time here. Still waiting for UPS. But we took the dash off. It is the easiest way to actually do wiring rather than trying to go through the little glove box. But the easiest thing to do is just take the dash off. And then you can get to everything you need. So hopefully that shouldn't be too bad here. We're going to do a little bit of rewiring up here. We used a pulse bar for every accessory we've added, but we'll go ahead and piggyback a couple of those while we're in here. So yeah, that's the mailman. It's not UPS. All right, box came. Inside one set of PRIZM LED lighted mirrors and one set of infinity mounts, and those are going to be the new mounts for the PRIZM lights. So all right, and here is the Sector 7 infinity clamps, and I guess these are new for the PRIZM lights. And here is the Sector 7 box. And we'll go ahead and get these out. Alright, this is what was in the box. So we have the mounts, and these are infinity clamps S7-CL-008. And the Sector 7 by Pro Moto Billet. Alright, a couple of stickers. Ooh, velvet. Instructions for the multi-way button that's provided. And a little, looks like a little card holder for it. Very nice packaging. Yeah, those are nice. So here's the multi-way button. Very nice. Oh, those are. They are directional, so the mirrors actually turn inside the housings, so you don't have to adjust the lights. So we have our cables, and then this, I'm guessing, is going to be the actual the harness. Yeah, so my guess is this is going to be the relay. So some connectors. And they give you everything you need to hook this up. Got inline fuses. Yep. Connectors. Cables, nice thick cable. Yeah, and I believe I saw the instructions were a link online for the install instructions. So we'll go ahead and get these out and get them mounted on the RZR, and we'll start getting these wired up. And I know I wanted to see the back of the switch here. Oh, that just makes it easy. All right, so it's not going to be a wiring nightmare for this switch apparently, so that's good. Yeah, everything is going to be plug and play, so these are going to be the wires right here. Everything is pretty much plug and play switches, and we're going to be, see here, negative, positive, yellow is going to be, let's see, we get green, so these are going to be turn signals. This is going to go to turn signal, and this is going to go to right turn and left turn. That's those. So we'll have to wire those up. One's going to go to power, one's going to go to ground, and one's going to go to probably switched. Key on. Yep, there we go. All right, we went ahead and mounted the infinity mounts on there. That was pretty easy. Just back this, loosen this bolt up all the way. It'll give the most room there is for the band to go around it. This is a Pro XP, so we use the large holes, and they're set small, medium, and large. Large up to 2 inches. So this is for the large on the Pro XP. So. All right, we got the preliminary install done here. The wiring is, we're having to go through and find our left and right turn signal. Yeah, amongst this mess of wires there. So we're working on getting that done. I'll probably pick that part up tomorrow, but we may have to backtrack it from the actual turn signal, take it back up, find it that way, because the XTC turn signal kit is just a big block with very little wires poking out, so we're not going to be able to probably locate it that way. But we'll backtrack these up under the dash and see where we can find those. We got them in. We got the switch in. Everything's wired up except for the left and right turn signal. You can see the switches, we just have them loosely done here, but it's all blue. DRL turns on the accent lighting. As you can see, the blue accent lighting, very bright, very dark blue. May not show up super dark on the film here, but and if you hit the ACT, you get different patterns, and it'll kind of simulate what it's doing. Yep, the more you hit it, so that should have multicolor in the light and moving. And if you keep hitting it, see, that one should be yellow, white, blue. Yep. moving yellow, white, and blue. And the more you hit it, the more stuff it does. And then it'll eventually loop back around to the start of where it was. And then we'll go ahead and turn them on. So it's showing yellow and white. And we can change the color. It's going to be more of a turquoise and white. Eventually I think it'll go to just on. Solid colors. There we go. There's the solids. So those are the solids. And then you have like magenta, white. Right, there's green. There's blue. Back to blue. Top left is forward lights. The one on the sign up is the side lights, and then if you hit this button, they both turn on. As you can see, it's not quite dark yet, but there's the forward lights, and there's the side lights. It's very bright. And then you also have a turbo mode. If you hold the button in, it goes to turbo mode, which is extremely bright. So this, just wanted to show another couple little updates here. We've got the turn signals completed last night. That's the power on mode. The other side. Also wanted to demonstrate, I actually reached out to Sector 7 and they were stating that use a medium strength Loctite on the screws. These mirrors do fold all the way in. They have a tension ball mount inside the mirror. As you can see the back of it right there. They will fold all the way in flat, so there'll be no issues if you actually do end up rolling it over on its side. They will fold in. You don't have to worry about breaking them off. I've got all the RZR back together and been doing a little thinking about what's causing, how come the lights work when the key's off, even though it's wired to relay, and I think I have the answer for it. We're going to give that a shot this morning. In their instructional video, they wired yellow wire to keyed, red to the post, and black to the post. All my previous wiring, we've actually done yellow to keyed, red to post, and black to the pulse bar. So the black and the yellow go to the pulse bar, and red goes to the post, to the battery. So I believe that's why the lights are working. Still, there is no power draw though, but I still would rather have it only work if the key's in the on position. So we're going to go ahead and just swap that ground from the post and move it over to the pulse bar, and then we'll see if that actually solves the problem. All right, so we got it figured out. After we went to the pulse bar with the negative, that was the change that we made. So the final result was positive to the battery post, negative to the pulse bar, yellow switched to the pulse bar. That actually solved the problem. looking here, we're going to turn off the pod lights. Those are our rigid pod lights. So rigid pod lights on. That's our rigid pod lights. We'll turn those off. And we're going to turn on our front mirror lights, followed by the side mirror lights, followed by the pod lights. That's quite a bit of light. Given the fact we're not on a trail, these are pretty good. So high beams off, rigid front pod lights off, and we're gonna go side lights off. Oh, the side lights, look at that. The side lights are amazing. Cool. And the front, or the side mirrors off, or the front mirrors off, and the front mirrors off. And that's regular headlights, and then regular headlights off. So just the mirrors, the front mirrors, the side mirrors, turbo mode, high beams, and pod lights. Pretty bright. Let's take a cruise. Turn the mirrors off. Full off, side and front. Look at that. We'll do normal driving lights. We'll even take our pod lights off. We'll just turn on our front mirrors. No sides, just fronts. I'll tell you right now, these are way brighter than my rigid lights, man. So we're gonna turn on full brights, we're gonna turn on full side and front lights right now. Crazy bright. We're gonna turn on our front pod lights. They don't even hold. They're nothing, dude. Look at this. Look at this. These are my rigid lights, which I thought were super bright. That's how bright my rigid lights are. Let's turn on those new mirror lights, front and sides. Look at that. Stupid bright. Oh my God. The new Sector 7 PRIZM lights, both of them. Love it. That is an insane amount of light. I gotta tell you right now, man, that is insane. It's dumping down rain too, man, I swear. It's freaking pouring rain. Oh my God, I'm soaking wet. Here we go. Review from driving it tonight. It was pissing down rain. You guys saw that, man. It was dumping rain. I gotta tell you, man, the lights, the brightest things I've ever seen, man. We got the rigid lights here, the pod lights, rigid lights, crazy bright on the trails. But I gotta tell you, these Sector 7 prism lights are insanely bright. I can't even tell you how bright they are. The camera will not display justice. They are so bright. They say 24,000 raw lumens online, 120 watt normal, 200 watt turbo. They are so bright. I cannot wait to get these out on the trails to see what they actually look like around the dunes. I can't wait to see what they look like. Quality of the lights, I'm gonna say 10 out of 10. I mean, they're amazingly bright. They're great. The mounts are really good. I must say those are really great mounts for the lights. They actually work really good. And these are the 2-inch bars. So no issues there at all. Really good materials on the wiring and the harness and all that stuff. Look at all the water in the RZR after that ride. Oh yeah, it's everywhere. I'm gonna tell you right now, these lights are probably the most insane lights I've ever seen on a RZR. I mean, look at those things, man. I mean, I'm just telling you, they are all light. Look at that. I'm just telling you, man. We're gonna get these things out on the trail. We're gonna rip them in a future video, and it's gonna be amazing. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I've had my high beams on. I've had these on, which I thought were amazingly bright. These rigid pod lights, and you can see them, the rigid 360 pod lights, and you can see them in my previous videos. But I had those on and those on super bright, and you can just turn all those off, and these things will overpower everything that you have on your RZR. It's stupid, man. I'm just saying, Sector 7, you guys knocked this out of the park, man. And you got the RGB ambient lighting on them. Again, this is not a paid promotional item. I purchased these myself, and they are amazing. Once again, I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.